For the benefit of our audience, I'd just like to share something about Aniket. Aniket is a mass media graduate and an e-commerce manager by profession for the brand High Design. Aniket comes from a normal middle class family where his dad runs a transport business and his mother is a homemaker. He has two siblings, one elder and one younger brother, and both are working in the IT field.
Mm.
He has been working in the e-commerce segment from the past 6 years, wherein he has worked from startup companies to big brands looking after their e-com business. Aniket is currently from Mumbai, but he's residing in Pondicherry.
Yes.
So, Aniket, once again, I welcome you to the Safe Space session. So, Aniket, the first question that I have for you is that if I ask you to define yourself in 3 words, what would
Mhm.
be those 3 words that you would choose?
3 words. That's a difficult one. So, first one definitely would be curious. Curiosity is something, is I think it's in my DNA or something like that. I'm curious about anything. Second is I optimistic. I always find something positive in almost all the things, which is not a great personality trait, but yeah. Second would be optimistic, and third, I'm not sure. I can think of these two only. So third is something. If you have saw something in me, you can definitely give me that one trait. So yeah, these two.
Okay. Would be those these the 3 words that you would have chosen, say probably in your childhood, say around 15 years ago?
Not really, not really, because 15 years ago, of course, curious is something which I would have chosen. I wasn't optimistic at that time, and definitely I was unsure. So I think I would have gone for again two. One would be the curious, and another one would be the unsure one. Yeah.
So, from the transition from your childhood to your adolescence, you did mention that
Mhm.
you've become more optimistic. What has brought
Yes.
about this transformation?
I think all the experience, to be honest with you. So initially, yeah, I mean, like I'll just take you through my life, and I'll tell you a little bit about me. So so a very normal life, normal kindergarten student, one of the brightest one initially, then one of the mischievous one down the line, and then getting failed, and then again coming up, and again being the first in the class, or maybe second, I don't remember exactly. So yeah, I mean, like they have a lot of experience, a lot of ups and downs. And one thing which I have learned specifically is that whatever is happening now is happening for something good. So that what I have realized, and maybe today we feel that we are really sad, or we are not doing nothing in the life, and what's happening with me, and where am I heading to? What would be my career? What I'll do in the life? So I had a lot of all these questions, and I think all these questions are getting answered one by one. So that's how I think the whole this plot, which is written by God, maybe that's how it works. That you'll get your answers. Be a little patient. Your life will run. Again, a lot of quotes on Instagram or Facebook. You get your life is running on your own pace, and I totally believe it. So yeah, all these things I think it's have led to be for me being optimistic, because I started my career working in an call center, and I never thought that. So I thought, what I'm doing, what I'll get out of it. And eventually I got into e-commerce field, and now I have a lot more experience in e-commerce. I know what business is, I know what people's psychology is towards buying product online, and what can be done to improve certain aspect of business specifically. Also, I've understood, what I can do to improve myself. What are the things which are good for me? What are the things which are bad for me? Of course, you have to try a bad thing to experience that. That's for sure. But yeah, all these things, this has led to be what I am right now.
Your biggest achievement till date, Aniket?
Uh, I think I'm still searching for that biggest achievement in my life. I am yet to have it, but wherever I am right now, I think I'm happy. And the achievement which I would think for me would be, wherever I'll be in next 5 years, I'll be happy again. So that is the only achievement which I feel is good. Of course, there are materialistic goals as well. We have to get certain money, we have to buy a certain house and everything. That's there. And I'm human. I'm being very honest with you. I have that aspirations as well. But being happy is something which I really feel is the greatest achievement. And I'm lucky enough to get in, to meet with different people and to contribute my part of life, in there. So all these things makes me happy, meeting with new people, getting engaged with new people, learning a lot of things. And wherever I am, so I said, optimistic, I'm happy. So that's the biggest achievement I would say for me would be.
So, who has influenced you the most in your journey from childhood?
Uh, Tough one. I don't know. Again, so that's the third trait that I'm unsure. I don't know. Maybe I think my own struggles. I haven't had any mentor in my life. Of course, I had alma mater, my teachers, and everything, which has helped me to uh, carve myself basically. So that's there. But to be specific, I didn't have any mentor. I have learned all the things from my struggle. Working late nights and going to college and everything. So that has thing happened. And yeah, I mean, like all those things have helped me to be what I am right now. So yeah, so not a mentor.
Okay. And what has been the role of your parents in this journey of yours?
Okay. So again, I'll give you a little background of myself. So initially, when I was, I think maybe 3 year old or something, so I started living with my uncle auntie uh, in Mumbai. So my parents used to live in native place, that is Uttar Pradesh, and then I came Mumbai with my uncle and auntie. I was staying with them for around, I was still 18, 19 or something like that. Then I moved back with my parents. So to be specific, I've lived with my actual parents for around 5 or 6 years. That's it. Before that, I was living with my uncle and auntie. Life was a little hard at that period of time, but I think that's the time which has helped me to be what I am right now. So specifically, I mean, parents, of course, you have that support. You know that if you fall, that someone is there. They're there to back you up. So yeah, that's the only thing. Love and care, and certainly the backup part. Even if I fall down and if I need emotional support or something, so that they are there. They'll say that don't worry, कहते हैं ना, हो जाएगा fail, fine, just do it. क्या problem है? हो गया एक बार fail, that's fine. Try another time. So that's there. So I think that's the only thing which I feel lucky of that. I have someone that whenever I fall, there is someone who will at least give me emotional support. Uh, so yeah, so that's it. Not a major influence in the life. So,
Were your parents actively involved in your upbringing, or it was more so your uncle and auntie?
I would say it was more uncle and auntie because I was with them for my entire childhood and adolescent and everything. So yeah, they have more influence on my life as compared to my parents.
Okay. Tell us about your childhood. A favorite
Mhm.
memory that you have, or you can recollect.
A favorite memory. Okay, let me think. So if I have to think about it, I don't think it's favorite, but still, I'll just. Oh, maybe. So, okay. So I think I have multiple memories. So I was an all-rounder, right? But whenever is happening, anything is happening. So I was the one who used to, called by the teachers and everything. So, if something is happening, अरे ये हो रहा है, अनिकेत को बुलाओ. अरे वो हो रहा है, अनिकेत को बुलाओ. And singing करना, अनिकेत को बुलाओ. Dance करना, अनिकेत को बुलाओ. So that all the things, that I think that would be my favorite memory. That there was a time when I was an all-rounder. Now I stuck to one field, but that's fine. So that's the I think favorite memory. I was so last venture, of course, but getting the most what do you say? So concentration, or maybe whatever you can say, a lot of attraction. So that's something I love about totally. So that would be my favorite memory of my childhood.
Okay. How old were you
Yeah.
then, Aniket?
Uh, so I mean, like till 8, 9 standard, I was like that. So you can just hardly say, from like even from third or fourth, you can take that from so five. So you can say 5 to 14 or 13, or maybe somewhat that age group I was there. Yeah. Uh, Anything where you can express yourself, where you can certainly do whatever you want to do. when it is within the limit. Uh, when you need people around you, you get them. People who will inspire you to do something. People who will support you to do something. People who will help you to do something. Teach you about the world, what's happening outside, what's happening inside. So it's more about learning. It's more about, so you say, right, upbringing. So that is something, uh, it's necessary. So you have to build that ethics, and you have to not train basically, but teach your child about all the things which is happening around, which will help them to grow up and give them freedom as well to do whatever they want to do. Again, if it is within the limits. So, limits as in, within limits, that means they are doing good stuff, not the bad stuff. It, it doesn't, something like this doesn't make sense. When a child said, I don't want to smoke around it, so that's something is bad. So, just educating them, what's right, what's wrong, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and everything, and what you want to do, you tell me, and we will give you our feedback or our advice, if it is good or bad, and totally up to you. So if they are at that age group where they can take a call, then they can also say that it's totally up to you. This is our feedback. This is our advice. You want to do whatever you want to do. But this is what we are saying.
So a major part of your childhood, you've lived with your uncle and auntie, correct?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Did they make you
Hmm.
feel safe in your childhood, Aniket?
Yes, they did. Yeah, lucky enough.
Okay.
I'm saying, I'm like, it's surprising that I'm saying lucky enough, but yeah, I they did their best to keep me safe and to make me feel safe with them.
Did you at any point in time during your growing up years feel unsafe,
Mm.
Aniket?
Not at home, definitely, but I can recall one incident which I realized later, of course, and when I saw that video, it was certainly I remember that one particular incident. So now I know what is the things, because I'm adult, I know a lot of stuff now. But earlier that wasn't the case. So that one incident which I recall was something really bad and shouldn't happen with other child, because you don't know what is happening at that time, but later you realize something is happening. So yeah, so that's it. But home, of course, perfect place, safe, healthy, getting food, enjoying the life.
So this incident that you're talking about, which happened in your life,
Yes.
what did you do then, Aniket?
I didn't understood actually what happened. So I'll tell
Hmm.
you what happened. Basically, I'll be very. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't know. It's a major. If you so it is totally about perspective, right? I was just going to my tuition, and I was
Hmm.
on my tank tops basically, and there was one guy. I mean, like uncle. I don't know. I fucking don't remember his face. So he just put his hand on my chest and he rubbed it like this, right? I was like, dude. So I was like, dude, what? Am I too cute or what? So yeah. So that time I didn't realize. Then later, when I was growing up, maybe way after that, I basically maybe when I was 17 or 18, something like that, then I realized, dude, that was wrong, and that's something which shouldn't happen with any other child. So that's the one incident which I still remember, and I still remember the whole. Basically what was happening. I was going to the tuition. I was wearing my yellow tank top, yellow shorts and everything. I had my bag and I was going, and suddenly this man hand comes and he rubs my chest and everything. And I was like, dude, what? I was like, okay, fuck it. I was like, sorry. So okay, I'll leave it and I'll going to my tuition, and that's it. So just forget it. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know basically. So then later I realized, like, dude, okay. So that was something which was wrong. So that one incident is something which I recall.
Right. Was the man known
Yeah.
to you or your family relatives?
No, 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 no. That's the problem. I can't even recall his face
Okay.
because I was small, right? I didn't see his face. He was huge.
Right.
So yeah,
At that point in time, you did feel unsafe. Did you approach your parents, or did you, narrate this incident to your uncle auntie?
not really. I didn't talk about it because I didn't realize what happened because
Hmm.
I wasn't aware about it, right? And I
Hmm.
didn't know that person as well. So basically, I did. So I just that happened, and I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, as in what? And I was like, forget it. I don't know. Maybe he's a madman or something. He's drunk or something like that. That's it.
Hmm.
So I didn't talk about it with anyone basically. This is the first time I'm telling someone, like something like this happened, because I think this is a platform, and the thing which you guys are doing, I think it's for educating people, right? So I think this is the right place. When I'm sharing it, I think apart from you, me, and other person should also listen. Something this can happen, and this is something this
Correct.
has happened, and it was like way before. I mean, like maybe 15 years back or 17 years back or something like that.
Right. Right. So, did you run away from the scene? Were you scared? How? What were the feelings that were going through your mind?
I was confused, to be
Hmm.
honest with you. I stopped for a moment,
Hmm.
and then I was like, forget it. Then I just continued my normal, with my normal pace. I went to the tuition, then tuition. I don't remember the tuition part, of course. Who remembers it, please? So
Right.
yeah, so
How old
yeah,
were
that's
you
it.
then, Aniket? At that point in time? How old were you?
I was really small,
Hmm.
maybe 6, 7 years or something. 6, 7 years.
Okay.
That would be the approximately uh, age of mine at that particular time.
Is Do you have a safe space now in your life? Now that you're an adult.
I feel yes, I am, because right now I'm building my life. Basically, I'm alone. I'm doing whatever I want, and I know what are the things I have to do to make myself feel safe along with people around me. Uh, so I think I'm pretty much educated about how to keep your environment safe. It's just not keeping yourself safe, but also people around you. You have to make them feel safe as well. So that's who I am, and yeah, I'm a very funny guy. I can say I'm like cracking jokes around, making people laugh. Then of course, when it comes to work, then making people cry, definitely. So yeah, so right now, yeah, definitely, I have made my environment a safe place. Even if you're around, you will feel safe around me. So that's a kind of aura I have made for myself. So oh, all right. So equality, I'll say, we have majorly bifurcated it into, just two things, you know, women equality and then men equality. But I feel, the basic funda which we are using, I think वो basic fundamental role है. It shouldn't be just male and female or anyone else. Equality is every human being, and every human being has to have the right, even the animals, not just the human beings. Of course, now and tomorrow, lion will not come at my home and say, no, मेरे को भी पढ़ाई करनी है. That something won't happen. But I feel every human being has certain rights, and no one can stop them, and no one should stop them, and they should have right to expression, right to knowledge, and all the rights which are there for human being, without anyone else interfering in their life and impacting their decision making if it is correct. And yeah, that's it. I mean, like, we should move from the logic which we, not the logic, but the basic funda which we have right now, which is women equality and men equality, and or maybe the transgender equality, or all the things. I think it should be totally based on humans. We share the same uh, features. We have same internal organs. So it should be equality for everyone, irrespective of what their um, race, what their gender, from where they come and from where they belong. All this should not even be the secondary, and it shouldn't exist. So that's my way, or that's my perspective towards what equality should be, or what it has to be.
During your growing up years, did you experience inequality?
Uh, I mean, like, I don't know how to frame this, but I would not say that it, I didn't inequality or something I didn't face. So there was biasness, and it's there everywhere. That's what I have seen and I have experienced. Whether it is school, so there always will be a favorite student. Whether it is in office, there always be a favorite guy or a girl or someone, and so that's biasness. That's not inequality or equality. So to be specific, no, I haven't faced an equality in my career or in my life, but of course biasness is always there, and people are biased, and sometime maybe we misunderstand the biasness with inequality, but I don't know, like, that's what I feel. maybe I
Right.
need more education on this part.
How did that make you feel? When you witnessed bias, say in your
Hmm.
schooling,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
for that matter while you were working, because you do have
Yeah.
6 years of work. Yeah.
Yes. Disappointing. I mean,
Hmm.
like you shouldn't not judge basically, but you shouldn't prioritize, certain things, whether it is, getting good marks in the school, or, biasness is in everything. I mean, like I have, I have got the same set of marks, and I am the first, but certainly there's another student, and she got less marks than me, but she'll be in the prospectus, and my name will not be mentioned because I'm a last bencher, I'm the mischievous one, and people apparently hate me. I mean, like disappointing, yeah. But because you have also worked hard towards it. I know whoever I am, but you shouldn't. You have certain parameters, right? I mean, if I'm fulfilling it, then I should be there. I should be receiving the rewards of it. Otherwise, I'll stop doing the hard work or smart work. I shouldn't. I will not run towards that goal, and I'll not be the first student in the class anymore. I'll be like, okay, dude, I'm getting nothing out of it on academics. Totally, I mean, like till my career, no one in the interview has asked कि भाई तेरे 10वीं में marks कितना आए थे? What was the rank in 12th? What was the percentage, dude? 30%. Oh, you won't get the job. Sorry. But this has never happened. So yeah, I mean, like biasness is not good. It specifically demotivates the people who is facing this biasness. So we should work towards eliminating this as well, because this is also a major issue. And the person who is feeling biasness, he or she might get into a bigger problem psychologically, mentally. So that is something I feel should be eradicated from the society as well. But yeah, of course, I know it's next to impossible. But yeah, that's all. It's disappointing, demotivating, discouraging, all the D words. Yeah, it will go for the biasness. Since we are all grown up, uh, we know things, we know how things work, and so definitely it has to be taken in a very particular manner. Initial
Hmm.
response would be to get in touch with that particular person and asking them what's
Hmm.
wrong, what's
Hmm.
happening, and I can see
Hmm.
that this has happened and this is wrong. So I'll just get the initial response from him, and I'll have a word with that particular child's parents or guardian, whoever it is. And
Hmm.
my intention always will be to punish that guy. I mean, like the slapping
Hmm.
part comes from that. It could be a physical slap, or it could be a slap through some judicial manner.
Hmm.
So it will always be to take an appropriate action, not the appropriate, not from the society or from the very orthodox manner, or how we live in society. I would
Hmm.
definitely be more towards what law says, what because law is there, right? It has
Hmm.
been created for that purpose. If we are not using it, then we are wrong, and I think then I think we should be the one who should be who should get punished. So definitely I'll take it through the law, and I don't care if what that person says. Of course, the parents' input really matters. But if I
Hmm.
have certain rights over that child, and if I know that I am eligible to take that action, and if that person belongs to my family, whether the child or whether the person who is abusing the child, I'll go ahead and I'll definitely. So I told you that three methods. I'll use one of them definitely to initiate the process. Any inappropriate behavior, I feel, I'm not sure, even if it is, touching the child in a very other manner, because we are adults, right? We know what the specific touch means, right? You know when someone is caring you, and you know when someone is not, right? So I think it's a very natural instinct, right? You recognize those things, you recognize those actions, you recognize those words, where it is intended to and what it is intended for. So that's a very natural. Just go with your instinct. If you see something like this is happening, and if your instinct is saying that something is not right, then just don't jump into the scenario. Just observe. Just just do a little observation. And if you feel that your instinct is correct, then definitely go ahead. Just have a word with this person, and uh, just a little discussion would help definitely in a longer run. So that's what it is. I mean, there a lot of action, because we have our own limitation. Maybe I know certain things, which you don't know. Maybe you know certain things which has happened, and I cannot think of it. Something can be done at that level, or at, you know, so that is something I don't know. So maybe, so it totally, I'll go with my instinct. If I feel is something is not right, if I'm observing something, if I'm observing certain action which is happening in front of me, or I'm, I can see it, or I can overhear it, or something is there, I think then I should go with my instinct and follow the steps of that person if I'm able to, and then come to an conclusion that, okay, uh, this is something which is not good, this is something which is wrong, and something needs to be done.
Actually list down certain behaviors, and I would like to get your
Hmm.
opinion in terms of whether you feel that these
Sure.
behaviors would be considered as child sexual abuse.
So, okay, all right.
So the first question would be, would you think touching the breast of a child, while she's wearing clothes, would be considered as child sexual abuse?
Uh, okay. So the sentence you said, I mean, like if it is exactly done, I mean, it's touching the breast of the child, because I mean, the child, right? They haven't developed the breast yet. But so if you can see, if someone is playing with them, just making them laugh or something, maybe that is something action which you can see. It's a playful action. There's nothing, other activities intended for them. But if you can see that the whole part, the touching part is very intentional, and that was intended for it. He was actually going for that part, and he was about to touch it and rub it. Then it is wrong.
Hmm.
So there's a mix answer over is yes and no both. It depends. If that action was unintentional and they were playing with the child, and then maybe tickling or something, and the child is laughing, and you see it, it's unintentional. You can see it, right, with both the people. But if you see that it is intentional, and the whole intention for that was to touch that particular area and to make take advantage of that children, then definitely yes, 100%.
Showing nude pictures across to a child, do you think that would be considered as child sexual abuse?
Oh, of course, 100%. That's wrong.
Private parts to a child, that's
No,
exhibitionism.
no, totally wrong. 100%.
Okay,
100%.
we live in a world of digital technology, and there are a lot of jokes that get forwarded. Sometimes they are very lewd in nature or sexist in nature.
Hmm.
Showing that across to a child, do you think that would be considered as child sexual abuse?
That's not right. I don't know if what in what basically category we have to categorize it, but all I know it's wrong. It is not intended for children. It shouldn't be, those type of content shouldn't be exposed to children below the particular age group. And at the end, that's wrong, and it shouldn't be done. So we should not do it. And anyone who is doing it, just stop it, guys. Well, I don't know. Maybe I might frame it wrong, but so of course it depends on the intensity as well. Maybe the word itself is really wrong. Maybe what I'm using is, but of course, recovering from any trauma is really hard, whether it is child or whether it is an adult. But of course, child is more, they are more prone to get emotionally hurt, and they can carry that whole feeling towards their adulthood or till they die. Simple as that. So it it would it is really difficult, but I think with a proper care and with a proper support, a child can be recovered, and you know we can bring back him with the fullest of life. So I feel yes, but totally it's not. He or she won't be able to do it alone. We as a society, we as a maybe parents, we as a friends or anything, we have to support them so that they can recover faster, or at least they can recover. Pace doesn't matter, but at least they can recover and they can again start enjoying their life and forget about this particular trauma. Yes, definitely. But again, people should be aware about it that certain body exists and you can reach out to them. And this type of things can be done. Because just to
Right.
give you an example, right? Let's again not related with this particular issue. Let's talk about HIV and AIDS, right? You know what has happened. People they just didn't want it to get tested. Because what happened if they get positive, if the result is positive, then in the society no one will they'll just stop talking to him, right? Then what the government did, they started promoting that dual disclosure between you and the authority and the medical system, and this is so this won't be any public things. Even no one will know about it. Something like this started happening because this was a medical issue, and it could have led, or it has led actually, to a very major disaster. People have lost their life and everything. So government promoted this. I think in same manner, if there is an effort from government along with from certain NGOs, from people and everyone around us, if we share this, if we government share this, or if everyone shares, at least even if all ourselves, if we started sharing such thing, people will get aware about that. Certain body exists, and this is the action which can be taken against the people who have done something like this, and it won't be disclosed, and a very whatever the set process, it will be followed, and an appropriate action will be taken against that particular person. My commitment, uh, I don't know. I mean, like, again, the answer
If you
on
could
is
give me
here.
a smart action plan, now that you are more or less aware in terms of what's happening in the society, as
Hmm.
an active bystander, what would you do?
Okay, so first of all, I know I'm educated enough, and I know what are the things which are happening and which shouldn't happen. I certainly know what is right and what is wrong. So definitely, if there is my family, so educating all the family members for all the things which are happening, right? Telling them what is happening in the society, or this is wrong or this is right. We should educate our child on this. This has to be something which we should expose them to, so that they can also learn that this is happening. So I think first of all, we have to be educated. We should know what is the impact of any such activities would be on the children. We should know, there are children who has gone through this phase, and we should start supporting them as well. So that's also one of the key aspect of making society a very safe place for everyone. Basically, we have to be supportive. We should know, whatever the action we do, how it will be, what will be the impact of it on on other person. In any scenario, not just the child abuse, in any scenario. So if we accumulate all these things, right, the education part, our action part, what our roles and responsibility in society is, if we you know walk with all these things, I think definitely we will walk towards a very safe and healthy environment for all the people, not just the children. In this video, I hope we have understood the impact of what we were discussing. We have heard my story as well. So I think we should take step together. We should support this initiative and take this thing seriously. We should educate ourselves and people around us, and let's make a world a better place. Of course, taken from some online something. But yeah, let's walk towards and start this world a better place, whether it is for all children, whether it is for um, any other living beings around us. Uh, you know, go towards sustainable things, reduce the environmental impact by your action, whatever you are doing. And of course, all together, let's make this world a better place, happy. And of course, party Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I am a Raksha.